Hey, what up squad? In this video, we're finally finishing up the vinyl floor project on the Tacoma. Let's get this thing started. Now for those of you guys who are new, this is part 5 of the vinyl floor installation for the Tacoma. And it did take a lot of work to get here. But to give you guys just a quick recap of everything we've done, we ripped out the old carpeting and we also removed the rust rot and repaired that floor pan. The ant colony we discovered on that driver's side front fender has been removed completely. Now we also repaired that leak coming from that driver's side front fender, as well as lay down some sound deadeners throughout all of the flooring on the Tacoma. And lastly, we did start laying and shaping the vinyl for the floor. And if you want any further details on any part of the job, make sure you check out the description below because they will all be linked over there. And with that, let's finish up this work and let's get to the truck. So in the meantime, definitely a good idea to start putting these front seats back in. Let's snap in those connectors. And it looks like I missed something, guys. There's a hole for these pins on the bottom of the seat, so we'll have to cut those open too. So that's the pin I'm talking about, guys, and it looks like I did not cut that portion, so I'll make this slit a little bit bigger so we can fit the feet properly. So there it is, guys, made a slit. Same thing on the center portion, so this feet should go right in there. All right, now let's snug these things down. We can torque them down to 27 foot-pounds. Now let's put back these foot covers, snap them right in. So same approach here, guys, we're putting the connectors back on. And I forgot to mention too, on the opposite end, I did end up putting the zip tie in place so that the cable doesn't really float around. Now we installed these 14mm bolts, snug them down, and torque them down to that 27 foot-pounds. All right, now let's put back in this rear mid-console, making sure to tuck the vinyl material underneath. And those are two 10mm bolts. Now let's put in the 8mm screws that hold down this mid console. And let's also pop in the shifter knob. And I have to say, guys, this is looking quite amazing. I still have the trim to put in, but hey, the hard part's done. All right, now let's install this trim for the seat belt. Slam it into place. We'll put the weather stripping back on. We can also install this bolt. And this is a 14mm bolt that we should just snug down. All right, now let's take care of this passenger side. Now I'm going to show you how to install decals properly so that they'll never come off and that they won't have any bubbling. So first, let's clean up the area with some Windex. Go hard on the Windex, guys. These decals that we're installing is going to protect the door jamb, so it's actually very thick decal. So I'm not really going to stress out about having the area underneath completely free from the previous adhesive, because that's going to get covered anyway. Let's grab our decal. Just lay it right on there. I'm gonna move this out the way for now so we have better access. Just bring it down. And then we'll actually lay this right on there. And since the Windex is there, it will lubricate the adhesive so that you can manipulate the adhesive before placing it in its final position. Do that all the way down until we're happy with the positioning. So this is where I want it. As I said, we have some leeway for positioning. Slide it back and forth. Want it right there. Then we hold one side down and we squeegee all of the Windex away from underneath it. And as that gets squeegeed, it actually starts tacking onto the surface. So we'll work on removing as much of that Windex underneath. We could absorb some of that Windex at the end there. Having it fold over will take a little while, so just keep squeegeeing. There, now it's tacking at the front. And that's it, guys. Now that's what I'm talking about, guys. That's how you get professional results for vinyl application. Like this is definitely not peeling up anytime soon. And I really like how this texture really matches the texture of this vinyl flooring too. Looks great. Now we could install these little trim pieces here. And we could also install the front side trim for both the driver and passenger side. So for this, I did have to put relief cuts in order to make this thing lay flat. So we'll do like a house-shaped relief cut. So, end up doing just like that. Put these others back on. So here's the vinyl cement we're going to be using, guys. This actually requires the vinyl to have both ends applied with glue so that we can get the proper seal. So at this point, I'm just gonna mark out where the vinyl will be overlapping. The vinyl cement that we're going to use actually requires both sides to have the cement applied. So we'll at least know where the stuff will overlap so that you get a good bond. So I'll do this for all of the vinyl, trying to hide the markings as best as I can. And we'll do the same thing for the driver's side. Now let's get all these areas under the seams cleaned up with some acetone. And we can also clean up some of the markers, with the markers with acetone as well, so that works great. And we'll also do the same thing here, guys. This is the underside of the vinyl for the rear. I'll try not to erase the silver Sharpie there. All right, now with the cement, guys, it says we're supposed to apply it on both sides, as I mentioned. Wait 3 to 5 minutes, making sure it's tacky, and then bond those two surfaces together. Oh yeah, looks like they're tacking together pretty well. So let's just do our best to flatten it out. Alright, now I'm just gonna go around, guys, and wipe down the silver Sharpie areas. Alright, now let's put in the C-pillar trim, guys. Now let's pop in the last of the lower trim. Oh yeah, look at that. I have to say, guys, this looks amazing. Now I'm not gonna put the back seats back on yet. I have other plans that I want to do with this back seat area. But you know what? We can still hit this with some B-roll. So that pretty much wraps up the vinyl floor series, guys. I have to say, it was definitely a lot of work to get here, but it was well worth it. These things look great, and I have used them this past weekend and they performed awesome. We went to Vermont for a weekend expedition, and I have to say, the vinyl floors in combination with the kill mats made driving for long periods of time so comfortable. The vibration was dampened very, very significantly. It made listening to music and podcasts so much easier. And on top of that, once the whole weekend was done, cleaning up was a breeze. All the mud and all the dirt that ended up on the vinyl floors was just easily vacuumed up with the shop vac, and any of the mess that ended up on there, just use some Windex and some paper towels. Anyways, that's all I got for this video series, guys. I have lots of plans for interior storage and organization, so make sure you smash that like, subscribe, and hit that bell too while you're at it. And until next time, peace out, everybody.